Hi everybody, welcome. This is David Lees, and in today's video I'll be reviewing Transformers, the 2020 Valentine's Day special. So a happy Valentine's Day to all my viewers. This particular issue features Glyph and Tap-Out, two Autobots I've not seen before. I think they've been written just for the special, and their relationship and how it develops. We'll get straight on. There's very little context or background here, so you have to kind of fill in the gaps as you go. But it centres around Glyph, and here she is, bit of a maths whiz, able to help her friends with what seems to be their maths homework. Get to guess, or their engineering homework. Resistance decreases with TNE cables in a vacuum, blah blah blah, lots of numbers and so on. So she's extremely gifted and talented, and able to obviously handle all the questions that her colleagues and friends are struggling with. Teacher or mentor calls her out and says you've been given approval for your proposal to go and study xenolinguistic study on planet SDS-359. It was submitted some time ago, but it was approved, and that means that she now has the opportunity to go and study languages on a distant planet. Meanwhile, there's this gent here who, for one night only, gladiatorial legends return to the ring to satisfy your appetite for violence. We're going for the subtle approach here then. But this Autobot called Tap-Out, promoting his fight against an upcoming gladiator, who turns out to be Apeface. Interesting to see Apeface here, but there he is. You're afraid we're missing out on an opportunity to amp up the crowd? Quit stalling and let me punch you. So Tap-Out and Apeface start swinging their fists. Meanwhile, you can see in the background here, the audience start to leave. Apeface says it's over, T.O. What do you mean over? Arenas were shut down because nobody cares anymore. Putting on a fight someplace else don't change the fact that we're washed up. Those two bots that thought they cared just walked out after 6 punches. Come on, Apeface, I've got one coming still. So it's not happening. So Tap-Out kind of happy to continue the fight, wants to continue the fight. Apeface ain't playing. There's nobody there in the audience. It's a bygone era. Nobody's interested anymore. Tap-Out and Glyph have a conversation. Glyph couldn't find the arena, so hard to find. Tap-Out's still mortally offended by the fact that his partner bailed. There was nobody there to watch. It's all been outdated. Sentinel Prime says that gladiatorial combat is now delisted and not permitted. Glyph explains her good news, that she's been approved on her trip to go to see interplanetary life. And so it turns out that it's potentially quite dangerous. And so we get this question: hey, what do you say, Tap-Out? You want to be my bodyguard? There's a chance that they might be hostile and violent and aggressive, so it suits him. So while they're on the ship on their way over to this distant planet, he starts his physical conditioning, starts working the gym, looking and feeling better. They land on a planet that looks like it's populated by raccoons or badgers or some such. And she speaks to them, or tries to speak to them, based on her notes. And she's at a struggle to find words to say, like I am. But the little raccoon creatures go running off and go to this cave, open the doors, and unleash a T-Rex. Well, yeah, obviously, happy Valentine's Day. You didn't see that coming, did you? It's a bit strange, but lovely artwork here. As Tap-Out says, this is going to be trouble. This is something I can fight. This is my kind of imagery. Bright, brash, bold primary colours. Tap-Out swinging into action. Socks the T-Rex creature. Shrugs his shoulders, so to say. There you go. Ta-da. The raccoon creatures howl with delight. Percentage of alien language translated, 0%. So not going anywhere. Moving along, and we just see Tap-Out works his way through the indigenous life forms, specifically the dangerous ones. Percentage of alien language translated, 0. There's no end to the number of giant guardians under the natives' control, which means there's no end to the distractions and no impediments to Glyph's research. She's actually getting quite upset. She's trying to study their language, and he's just basically going around destroying all the hostile life forms on the entire planet. As you can see, he's doing really well, getting the approval of the natives, and she takes him to task and said, look, I need you to help me. It's not the kind of help you've been giving me, and it's not the kind of help you like giving. I need you to talk to them. I wouldn't know where to start. Besides, they understand me just fine. Well, I don't. Do what you want, they love you, and run from me. This is it. If we can't make any progress, we'll have to go home. So he goes out, Tap-Out, with his war paint and his book, trying to translate and understand what the natives are saying. And that backfires. A Glyph comes in vehicle form, transforms. And there you go, there's the one for the issue. And slays the latest creature, which is kind of a ground-based octopus. You screwed up the translation, she says. Yeah, well, you broke my club, says he. And there's this moment where they have a clinch. Very nice. Aww. I am glad to be here with you. I am glad to be anywhere with you. Oh, did it make your Cybertronian heart valves melt? So, they carry on as a pair now, as a couple, trashing and bashing the local residents, the local indigenous dangerous life forms. I had most of the words correct before we even landed, says Glyph, but communication is about more than knowing the words. It's about recognising values and being recognised as valuable. It's about seeing other creatures capable of excitement, of fear, of embarrassment, creatures capable of love. And they return home. Are you going to miss it here? And he says, I don't think I'll need to, in the native tongue for that planet. So a nice touching conclusion to a go nowhere kind of story. Want to make your heart flutter. The end. There's a second story which surprised me, pleasantly surprised me I should say, featuring Cosmos. Cycle 1, Space Security Chief Cosmos on duty protecting Cybertron's inner moon from any threats. Cycle 187, tidying up the trash. Cycle 5962, again Gears, can't you be more careful? So, bit of humour. I like this, it was light-hearted and funny. Congratulations Gears, you've reached your 200th rescue, next one's free. Cosmos out in space all alone, transforming. Gets a message from Blastoff, taking a shortcut. And moves on from there. Has a brief conversation with Blastoff that doesn't come to anything. Cycle 15,678, talking to some unknown character on his comm. We don't know who it is that Cosmos is talking to. Rescues Gears again. This is amazing, comments Cosmos. He's moving his legs as if that would help him move forward. Hilarious, wish I could be there to see it. Cycle 17,209, we've been speaking for some time. I still don't know what you look like, so his correspondent sends him a picture. It's a group shot of, looks like mostly Autobots to me, possibly, yep. It's hard to tell because it's quite small and it's got a pink tint on it. And actually they look more like Decepticons. It's certainly a mixed photo. Are you the guy with the gun face? The pink one with the huge arms? Third from the right? Can I get a hint? Come on, it'll take me forever to guess. Not forever, just long enough for me to distract you. Inbound on the radar. Hey, Cosmos, right? And that's where it finishes. So Cosmos' love interest appears, and you have to speculate for yourself who it is. I'm not going to, because I don't know that many Transformers who I think would fit the bill. So there you go. The artwork, or the art gallery, as usual, is well worth a mention in this issue. Next month seems Transformers issue 19. That looks like Ratbat to me, who's hardly featured. Soundwave's there, Bumblebee, possibly Chromia, or RC. Chromia, I think. It's twirling a gun. And then we have the cover gallery, the cover featuring Tap-Out and Glyph, Cosmos and Blastoff, who we're fairly sure it wasn't. And then some lovely concept art, character design for Glyph and Tap-Out, which I really liked. I'll move on. This, though, really got my attention. Really delighted by this in so many ways. Upcoming Transformers Galaxies will feature Cliff Jumper. Bumblebee's a little busy, and it's Cliff Jumper's time to shine. Cliff Jumper massively underused in the cartoon, the comic, and certainly in the recent comic series. Bumblebee massively overused every time there's a Transformers film. It's got Bumblebee in, almost to the point where it's saturation and annoying. So really looking forward to this one. I hope they do him justice, and I hope they get through the story with some decent pace. I would hate to see a repeat of the Constructicons, where we saw the same story over 4 issues. Other stuff coming up, Napoleon Dynamite, pass, not interested in the slightest. Lock and Key again. Oh, the newest collected presentation of IDW Transformers comics. I haven't seen any of these. Apparently we're in volume 11. I haven't seen 1 through 10. They are, however, $50 each, so that's probably why I've not been paying much attention. All of the one-shots, crossovers and event series are presented in recommended reading order. There you go. And then Glyph and Tap-Out on the back cover. Happy Valentine's Day, Transformers fans. I'll be back soon with the latest Transformers Galaxies and Transformers comic book. Looking forward to reviewing them. They are definitely improving. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.